Hi, I'm posting a video today from my car and I hope you enjoy it. It's about my dream or dreams because it relates to two different dreams that I had. One back in 2021 or 2022 and another dream that I had a few weeks ago. So here it goes. Enjoy. Bye. Today, what I want to share with you, even though it's been a while, I know I have not posted or anything, but I really felt that it was important for me to put this out there, even though it's so off the wall and out of nowhere, seemingly. For pretty much all my life, I've had dreams that were very vivid. And sometimes, especially as I got older, sometimes those dreams would come true. And being that, as it is, and recently some of my dreams have come true, I wanted to give one of my more recent dreams a little bit of a, like give it to the world and just see what's made of it. I don't know what to think of this dream myself, but it requires a backstory to even get to the dream itself that recently happened. I used to doubt my dreams big time and just think they were all fantasy, like dreams are not real, they're all hypothetical, or they're all, symbolic. But I've found that for my dreams, sometimes they're symbolic, true, but other times they're prophetic, and not always, but they have been enough to the point where I feel like I should share this dream, even though I do understand that things can always change, timelines can always shift, free will from one person to another, decisions that they make can change things drastically. So that being said, take my dream with a grain of salt, or my dreams. Take my dreams with a grain of salt. Believe what resonates with you. Discard what doesn't resonate with you. But keep an open mind. And also, don't let anything about my dream put you into a fear state whatsoever. It's not my intent for you to be fearful. This dream is truly not anything really to be feared, but if it does bring a fear response out of you, then you may need to check in with yourself to see if it even resonates, or maybe this video isn't something for you. Maybe you're a bit sensitive right now to the type of information in this video. But to me, it's not very scary. But I lived the dream already, so maybe that's why. So let me go back first. Actually, before anything, I really ask of you to stop and take at least a few deep breaths in through your nose. Hold for 4 seconds and then out through your mouth. If you like to let out a sigh, that really helps your nervous system. It'll help you prepare for this. You can even put your hands on your heart. It'll help you resonate or not resonate with this information. It'll help you hear it clearly, and it will help you decide whether or not to continue listening or to shut it off and go watch something different. So again, in through your nose. Hold for 4. And then breathe out. Do that a few times as I begin to tell this story, and see what you think. But here we go. So back in, I believe it was 2022, it may have been 2021 actually, it was years ago. I had a vivid dream. In this dream, there were ETs amongst us. already. They were just here. And not just ETs, but it was actually, there were ships visibly in our sky. They weren't just, I see ships, honestly, now, sometimes, from time to time, when I take the time to look. But these ships were highly visible, just to the naked eye. Anyone could go walk outside and they're there. So they were close. So these ships were in the sky. We were already, everyone was kind of in a state of like semi-normalcy with it. We were apprehensive. I would say the masses were apprehensive still about the fact that there were now ETs amongst us. Knowing, everyone knew now that they were here, and we were apprehensive. That was the feeling of the energy in the dream. So in the dream, I'm sitting at a picnic table type of thing, maybe at a park. And I was with my partner and some of our kids. And from one of the ships, they released like this drone type of thing. And the drone was circular shaped. It had almost like an eyeball type of thing open, like a camera. And anyway, it came down from the ship and down to us at the picnic table. Well, as I said, we were all still very apprehensive about the fact that all these ships were up there and we didn't know exactly what was going on and what they wanted exactly. We weren't 100% sure. So we were still a little sketchy about it. And when they came down, or when the drone type of thing, it was almost like a information gathering type instrument or type of drone that came down. It wasn't super large. It wasn't very large at all. It was pretty small. I can't think of what size to compare it to. Maybe the size of, like, if you think of the diameter of like a gong, like a big gong, I don't know, is it a bell or a drum? Maybe that size, maybe a little smaller, depending on the size of the gong. But it came down, and I could see its camera kind of turning, and I was like, oh my God, we felt nervous. So we just left. We took off and left. And we actually were talking about like where we wanted to meet up or whatever. We didn't want to interact with it for some reason. So that was that dream. That was years ago. What I remember though is looking up at the sky and just being like, wow, there's so many ships up in the sky, and what they looked like. Now this was in the daylight. So it was a bright daylight sky, and all these ships were in the sky, and it was just like, whoa. That's all I can remember from that dream. I wish I would have written it down, because I'm pretty sure there was more detail, but me and my partner and the kids left. So we split ways, and we were going to meet somewhere, but we didn't want to really talk too much in front of that thing, because we just wanted to maintain our privacy. So that was the feeling of nervousness in that dream. So then about maybe a month ago, maybe not even a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago, I had a new dream. Now, funny thing is, this new dream was like a prequel to my old dream. In the new dream that happened a few weeks ago, I was watching TV with my family, and breaking news came on. And the breaking news came on and said, we're getting reports that there's several ET ships coming out of 3iAtlas. So when we heard that news, we all jumped up, ran outside, looked up at the sky. When we looked up at the sky, sure enough, a bunch of ships were driving, I don't know, flying, flying down into, our lower atmosphere, closer to us, where we could just see them looking up, and they're just all there. We could see the detail of the ships because they're so close. Now, this was at night. So it was nighttime. We run outside. It's dark in the sky. I look up in the dream, and in the dream, I grab my face and I say, oh my God, this is exactly like my dream. Referencing the dream from like 2021, 2022. Shortly after I said that, rockets or something were shooting from Earth. I don't know if they were shooting from the United States. I'm pretty sure it was, but it may have been other countries as well, shooting at these ships. And in my mind, I'm thinking, no, we don't even know what they're here for yet. And so they're shooting at the ships, but the ships are so intelligent and so well put together, and like the technology is beyond anything we have, that they were not fazed by our little anything we shot at them. So as Earthlings were shooting at these ships, everything was being deflected and literally boomeranging back to us. So everything was boomeranging back to us, and people really got super scared at that point, because now we're being bombed, but only because they were just literally mirroring in a way by deflecting all the bombs or rockets or whatever that were being shot at them. They weren't shooting anything at us, which was awesome. But at the same time, it was extremely scary, because the gut reflex, or the reflex of human beings, was shoot at these ships, like as if we have anything to compete with them. So we all start scattering. I don't know why this happens in my dream, where we're all like chaos scattering. It was just madness. It was chaos. So we're scattering, all disoriented by everything that's happening. And in the dream, I'm running, and I'm running into different people that I know. And as I run into people that I know, I realize it's not actually them. What's happening is the people that I'm running into, for example, I think I ran into my dad in the dream, and he's walking up to me and like talking to me, and I'm realizing it's not him. And then I realized these ET beings are shape-shifting ET beings. So I realized that that was an ET. So I run, and then I run into someone else. It's not them. It's another ET being. So, after I had the dream, what I surmised from that was that they were shape-shifting to bring comfort, as, so that you talk to someone or give a chance to someone that you knew. In the dream, though, I was so untrusting. Even in the dream, I kind of realized like they're shape-shifting so that we trust them, so that we'll walk up to them, so that we'll talk to them. But I just didn't trust it. So I was like, every time I ran into one, I'd go the other direction. So, but I never had the feeling that their intentions were bad, or that they were, any kind of nefarious intentions, or that they wanted to hurt us or anything. But it was so abrupt, and it was so unusual of an experience that I didn't know how to process it at the time that I was having the dream. So in the dream, everything was happening so fast that little old me is like, I can't process this. I'm just like in chaos and scared and just like running around. I didn't have time to think of what truly might be going on, or how to respond in that moment. Of course, now I do have a little more time to think about it, because of going through the dream. Going through that dream made me feel like I already lived it, because it felt so real. It felt as real as sitting in my car recording this right now. So anyhow, I don't have a ton of detail that I can share. Unfortunately, my sleep does get interrupted a lot. So the end of the dream was just still in the chaos, still in the running around, trying to stay away from the ETs as they shapeshifted into different people that I knew. And other people were, my sense was that other people were having that same type of experience on the ground as well. So all of this to say, very interesting dream. Take what you will of it. I didn't know anything about 3iAtlas except that it was a comet up until after I had the dream. After I had the dream, I started to look into it a little more, like maybe a week after I had the dream or a few days after I had it. Then I started to find things that were also aligning in some ways with the dream that I had. And I thought, you know what, I should at least put a video out of the dream that I had, because the thing is, nothing is set in stone. There's no promise that ETs are on 3iAtlas, and there's also, even if there are, there's no promise that they will stop here for any reason. So that being said, it's good information to have so that you can mentally prepare yourself for the idea that maybe they will be here. And at the same time, you can keep in mind that maybe they won't. Maybe this isn't the time. Maybe the dream was just to show how frightened humanity would still be if they actually did stop here. I would hope that we wouldn't be on the level that that humanity would just start shooting at them, because it really backfired big time. But I'd hope that we'd at least be able to not do that, even if we are scared or some chaos does occur. It doesn't have to be on that level. Take it with a grain of salt. Check with yourself, check with your inner feeling, see how this does or does not resonate with you, and just know, like, everything will be fine. Whatever's meant for us is for us. Whatever's not meant for us is not meant for us. And there's nothing we can do about that part. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Take some more deep breaths. Stay grounded. And this is just an exciting time. So just, we'll see how this all plays out. I think I'm going to start a whole segment on my dreams, but right now, because my sleep does get interrupted so much, I'm not having as many dreams, so it might be on hold. But I do intend to create a segment or a section on my YouTube channel devoted to my dreams, because I do have some interesting dreams. A lot of them pertain to my personal life, so some of those I may leave out, but if I get any that are more of a that are more related to nationwide or worldwide events, which does happen sometimes, and those sometimes come true, then I will start to post them. Hopefully they won't be too off the wall or too crazy. I'll post them though, and just say, like I'm gonna say in this one, take it with a grain of salt. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's totally fine. Oh my goodness, so sorry. But if the dream doesn't resonate with you, then just move forward, and it's totally okay. You have to stay grounded. You have to stay at peace with yourself and your inner being. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share this dream, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day.